Hey, it's Mark, RPM Tesla Aftermarket Accessories. We're very excited to finally release our new dry molded carbon fiber center console cover. This is real carbon fiber, but unlike our urethane coated, it's all dry molded. It's great. It's beautiful. This is the matte finish. This is in some sunlight. This is in shade. We're going to show you both of these side by side, glossy and matte. We're going to explain how to install it. We're going to show you the options for the key card tray. We've got some great ideas on what we can put underneath it, from vinyl to suede to leather. So let's get started with the video. And we're going to start off number one. Most people have down here on their center console some kind of vinyl cover on it, whether it's vinyl or plastic. We're going to show you how to upgrade it because it's very important not to damage this glossy black finish underneath. So of course this is our beautiful pearl white. I hate to take it off my car because it looks so nice with our white padded armrests that we're coming out with very soon. So I'm a big fan of the white on black on white on black. Anyway, we're going to show you how to take everything off, how to clean it, prep it. So again, most people will be doing some kind of upgrade, whether it's from our old carbon fiber or any of the imports. So get a heat gun or a hair dryer, and let's start off with removal. So what I'm doing is I'm warming up the plastic, which warms up the adhesive underneath, so we can get it off very easy. Now, since this is solid plastic, this is going to come off very easy. If you're using or upgrading from carbon fiber, you might want to, or you're going to have to do it a little bit slower. So we suggest that you use something like a credit card or something to help you get it started. Just take the object. If it's plastic, you can use a squeegee, whatever you have handy. And again, I'm warming it up to warm up the adhesive. And now underneath here, just get a lift an edge up, and that's it. Now once you get an edge lifted up on the plastic or the ABS versions, it will come up nice and easy. If it's fighting you, keep warming it. Notice here how the adhesive is letting go. And this has been installed for over a month. And that's it. It'll come off in one piece. You can take this, and all the double-sided tape should be stuck to the back. You can save it, give it to a friend. Again, any more tape residue, we're going to clean up after. And now the top one, same thing. Now we want to talk about alcohol real quick. Rubbing alcohol or any kind of alcohol cleaner works great, but you also don't want to leave it on for too long, and don't do it in the heat. Alcohol can burn as it dries. So just clean everything up with rubbing alcohol. And let's get started with the carbon fiber installation. Okay, so this is the matte version. We want everyone to see how it fits, how nice it holds itself in place. It goes from edge to edge. And once we peel back the double-sided tape, it's going to fit perfect. It's going to look really nice with my satin wrapped side rails. And let's talk about satin wrap. Now, with this molded set, we're going to offer a few choices. This is satin white, satin black, and this is real suede. Now these pieces we thought would fit really nice underneath the contact area for your key card. All right, so normally these are sold and you put your key card down like this, you drive around, it flies around, it might move around. We're working on a rubber molded piece, but it's not available at this time. So you simply can leave it glossy black like this, or I think some of the great options might be to put a piece of white underneath it. So we're going to show you how to put this in your car, and that way you have the high contrast, maybe to match the seats, so it looks very cool. So that way you get in the car, your valet gets in the car, whoever uses this in the car, they just put the key card down, and look, it won't slide around, it won't move. And with the armrest down, again, it's barely even visible. So we want everyone to understand that once this is all down, this whole key card area, even from the driver's point of view, is not much to worry about. So some people might say, no, I don't care. I don't want an extra square piece. I'm okay leaving the glossy black. Well, in that case, we wouldn't send you anything, and you would just simply install it like this, directly on top. Drop your key card here. It looks great. Again, look, you don't even see it. Sorry, it's not down yet. You don't even see the key card when you're driving. But again, some people really don't want to scratch it up, and this will put scratches and marks in the glossy black finish over time. So if you think of something you would like besides white, black, or suede, let us know. I think I'm interested in the suede because this will look warm and really feel cool. So I want to make sure it's going to fit, make sure it's not too thick. So I'm going to put it all down and check the armrest, make sure this closes without interference. Oh, I like it. All right, so now let's show everybody the glossy side by side before we do anything somewhat permanent. But doesn't that look cool? I think it's great. And it's also not going to move because of the suede or the ultra suede. We're going to offer both. So let's start with installing this really quick. So we know this is right where we want it, right? We position it underneath, and then we just simply lift it up. Remove the carbon fiber cup holder, and we know that it needs to sit right here. So we're going to have these trimmed really close to where they're going to have to go. And let me just take off some material. So go ahead and cut for a second. Just back up all you can. All right, so this is my final position I've selected. Make sure the armrest doesn't interfere, opens and closes, nothing is hitting. And now just simply hold the suede down, remove the piece, and then you just simply want to use something to mark it so you know right where you want to put it. Maybe use a business card or something like this. Put it right here, and now just simply remove the double-sided adhesive backing. Now this will be the same adhesive we'll have whether you select suede or any of the vinyl products. This is a little tackier, and then we're going to simply position it right down here like this. And same thing with installing vinyl. You don't want to leave any air trapped underneath it. So you just simply want to squeegee it with your finger or a credit card or your key card. Squeegee this down. So we will include a yellow squeegee if you get the vinyl. And now let's double check it before we install the cup holder. So then we want to go back here, put this down, and make sure that everything will fit perfect. Looks great. Okay, so again, in my car, I have the glossy dashboard. Everybody can see. I love glossy carbon fiber. I know people like satin or matte because of the lack of reflection or shine. So I'm going to put this one away. This will be going out to a customer. And let's install the glossy one. So this is what you're going to get in the mail. Of course, it's going to have a photo once we take one. And you're going to find all three pieces inside, all set up with a double-sided tape. And the arc curve, they are contoured. They do fit perfect. And let's get out the glossy one. So here's the first piece. And again, look at the 3D look or the effect you get on real carbon fiber. There's nothing like it. You can see how it looks like there's several rows, and when light hits it, you see deeper rows. So only real carbon fiber provides this kind of 3D look. So I'm certain it's going to fit great. So now I'm just going to remove all the double-sided tape from the back. So we'll speed this up so you can stay there. 1. Fast forward mode now. And now we'll notice that the back side, all the contact areas, the perimeter, any areas where the radiuses touch, everything is covered. This will protect your center console. So to install it, we're simply going to start right on the side here in the back corner. Put this down. And this fits this lip here really nicely, so we want everyone to understand that. So we just put this down on this side and check the cup holder. So I like to use the cup holder and the edges to start, and it'll fit perfect on here and perfect on here, so you know you're centered good. And then we're going to go all the way down like this, back and forth, wiggling it in. Now I put a mark on my vinyl there, but again, the car has aluminum trim pieces here normally. Then we're going to apply a little bit of pressure. So you need pressure to get double-sided pressure sensitive adhesive tape to add here. So push it all the way down, and it really makes it nice and flush at the top and in the back. And look at how the key card sits here now. I think this is great. It's not going anywhere. It's just sitting right on top, floating on the suede. And again, we're going to offer vegan ultra suede. It'll even be less money. And we got to make sure that this is holding down. So pressure sensitive adhesive, just apply pressure. Sometimes we like to warm things up. When you warm the adhesive up, it makes it grab good. So again, I'm using the thicker material here, the suede. So, all right, let's move on to the next piece. I'm going to close the armrest. Now again, these are the options for what we're going to use underneath. And let's show side by side the differences. It's always good to point this out, maybe get some photos. So we have glossy and matte. So matte and glossy. Nice close up there, one can see the difference. Okay, let's move on to the next piece. Next piece is what we call the flip drawer. And the flip drawer is not like our urethane. It's actually already contoured to fit the perfect shape. And notice all the double-sided tape. So again, what we want to do is make sure that we've removed all the adhesive from the edges, because we want this to hold. So please take the time to clean up any residual adhesive that may be stuck there. Just use an alcohol wipe, put it on, wipe it off quickly. Don't let it sit out in the hot sun. Oh yeah, look at our nice large oversized trays we have now for the interior. These are selling like hotcakes. 2 pairs of sunglasses fit inside. Anyway. Okay, so now we're ready to put on the next piece. So, put the armrest down. We're going to speed up time. Take a look at it first. We always recommend putting all the pieces down and making sure you like the fit, you like the look, before you install anything, please. But look at how nicely this is going to fit. So once you lay down the cup holder, you want to make sure that where you want to place this. So you don't want to place it like up here and leave a gap, and you don't want to place it too close that it won't open and close properly. But the flip drawer does fall down inside, so you can get pretty close. And once the adhesive's holding, so I think I'm gonna go with like a nice tight fit on the top lip up here, where my finger's right on the edge, and the bottom is right here, maybe a 2 millimeter gap. So let's get started. It's always good to give it one more wipe down. And let's take off these 6 pieces of double-sided tape. Now we're coming out of light speed. Here we go. All right, we've got all the pieces down. So again, we're not doing this wet. We're just gonna do it like this. Hold it up in the air, put the corner down. You can see you can touch it and lift it up. It's only when you apply pressure that it really starts to grab. So I'm looking at it straight overhead, and I'm looking at the sides. I'm looking at the corners. You can always reposition it, don't be afraid. And then I'm looking at that side and this side. And now I like this. I'm gonna put some pressure on here to hold this down. And now up the left side, pressure on the right side, and it curls up and it fits absolutely perfectly flush on the top. So again, this is much more appealing than our polyurethane version, because now we cover up the cup holder area. See how this is completely covered? It looks more factory, more OEM, and it's dry molded carbon fiber. Very expensive to produce. Okay, so let's look at the first step. Look at that, doesn't that look great? Just pops open, and look at how flush this is, right up against the top. And I also want to make a note that this drawer is probably the loosest tolerances on any item we've seen in Teslas. Sometimes the drawers are almost rubbing on the rails, sometimes they move over here. The rails do expand, they move back and forth, they can be screwed in tighter, they can be tacked down, but it should open up quietly and effortlessly if you put them in the right place. And remember, if you haven't and you want to move it and you realize, oh, when I look down I have a gap on this side over that side, just warm it up and lift it up slowly, and you can reposition it. You could probably take this corner, pull it off right now once you heat it up, and it'll come off very easy. It's only after 72 hours that the VHB tape totally bonds. So even 24 hours, it's only 20%. All right, let's move on to the last piece. It looks very plain without it. One more wipe with some alcohol. Get all the residual adhesive off if you're upgrading. And we call this the trapezoid. And we've been making these for over 1.5 years when we first created the first vinyl version that everybody has copied in China. But take a look at the 3D pattern, and I will show a comparison to the matte. So see the difference? There's no 3-dimensional style or view when you have a matte coating on it. But look at the 3D. I'm going to go back and forth. You can see a little bit now that you look at it in sunlight. It still has a little bit of a 3D effect from the weave pattern. But again, I'm a big glossy fan. All right, let's keep going. And again, try the pieces. Put all 3 of them down first if you want. Make sure you love the fitment before you put them on. And look at that. I mean, it's going to be perfect. Now I'm going to see and check this gap. Again, this is probably 1.5 millimeters. I have no interference, opening and closing. It's not hanging over the edge. At the top, I push down, it goes underneath. Some of our ABS versions, we had a little issue on the top where some cars didn't fit all the way underneath. Some were rubbing up here. So this is probably a smart thing to do, is just check the fitment or the way it's going to adhere and place it right on the lip like this. Hold it down and then check at the top. Make sure you don't have any issues with this opening and closing. And look at that, mine's good. And mine actually had a tolerance stack issue where it seemed to always interfere when I opened it, where it would rub on top when I had the white one on. So again, every car can be assembled a little bit different. So let's speed this up and show the tape, and then we're going to put the glossy one on. Then we're going to get a bunch of photos, and then we will put a lot of side-by-side images up here to help everyone understand. But take a look at the dashboard real quick here. This is glossy. See how nice it looks? I'm just a big fan of glossy, even if it reflects in the sun. Okay, and it is less money and less expensive to manufacture. So let's get started, and we'll speed up time again. Yes. Coming out of light speed now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So now I have the beautiful trapezoid piece. And what I'm going to do is open up the flip drawer so I don't have any issues. And it's always good to give it one last wipe off. And then I'm going to start at the bottom. Now again, this is curved. So see how it's radius? Just to fit this radius perfect. So let's just start right at the bottom. Put it, and lighting is really important. Make sure you have really good lighting. And I'm looking at the gap on the right and the left, side by side. And I'm hanging right on the lip. I'll put a little pressure on it. And before I go forward, I'm going to make sure there's no issues. So see this? I'm holding this up in the air, opening this. Perfect, 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 perfect. And on the top, I think this might just is perfect on this side, but this side's a little high. So I'm going to lift it up very slowly, just to make a slight adjustment to show everybody. Now carbon fiber can crack, obviously. It can split, crack, break. So you don't want to be aggressive. You want to use heat if you need it. And then I'm going to simply lift up this side a little bit more and push this corner down. So this was a good explanation where I want to be really flush here because I don't want to hit the top. So there we go there, all the way across. It's always good to use a microfiber. You don't want to scratch anything. Okay, so the bottom is secure. I'm right on the lip. And now I'm going to watch the sides from underneath. Underneath. Look up. Hang on. Show the whole area. And you want to make sure this is not touching up there. And again, now remember the perimeter is coated with the double-sided VHB pressure sensitive adhesive tape. So I'm pushing this down here, this here, and then we're going to lay the top down. There's a piece going across the middle and the very top. Now I'm going to check it, make sure it's not rubbing, make sure it opens and closes good, it's not touching the edges. It does run right up to the edges. So again, it's important to check all this out, but I have no issues with making any contact underneath. So it's really important to make sure you're right flat flush on here. We'll show you a side angle. Make sure you're right on this lip, right on this lip. And then now pressure. Push down on all the sides and all the way across. And man, it looks good. I'm excited. I'm even going to keep my old one on here. This is another piece we sell because it looks great. And you'll also notice that one thing we really wanted to make sure to point out is that all the patterns on the interior of the car go from lower left, upper right. Okay? So if you back up, the dashboard, lower left, upper right, lower left, upper right, switches on the door sides, everything lower left to upper right. Everything is going in the same direction inside the car, and same thing with the center console. So that's it. Everything is set. Again, we're going to come up with different ideas But again, from the driver's point of view, you can't see the key card, but you sure can see the beautiful carbon. Oh, love it. Thanks again for watching. If you got any questions, and the last thing we want to do is we want to put them side by side. So let's put the matte on top, because we have to take pictures of both. So we've got matte, we've got the matte version here, and matte on top. So you can go for the matte look, which looks really nice, honestly, with all of the satin material I have on here. And you can go with the glossy. Thanks again for watching. We are hand making these. Production time could be slightly longer. We've got about 10 glossy in stock, and we've got about 5 in matte. But again, real dry molded carbon fiber, pressure sensitive adhesive, easy to install, easy to put on, and we'll be shipping these right away and making more and more and more. So thanks again for watching. And one last little shot, you can see the matte finish versus the glossy. And just look at how nice it fits and how OEM it fits. We love them. Thanks again, RPM Tesla.